Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. I've just made this 195mm diameter dish that's just over 7 inches. I started off with a much larger blank which had been partially turned, and I was wondering, since I could see some figure which is shown up quite nicely here, I was wondering why the blank had been abandoned, and I discovered that about 90 seconds into the turning. The result was this came off, and I've ended up with a smaller plate. This really was an example of a blank which should not have gone on the lathe in the first place. The person who turned it originally had tried filling the split, which was not a good idea. This came off very easily. Anyway, I've ended up with a nice little plate, and that's the thing which matters. I have here a blank which came out of a garage clearance. It's got what looks like a bit of figure here, which is what attracted me to it. And there is the hint, which I can see from my angle here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's fiddleback all the way across there. I'm not quite sure why this was abandoned in the first place, but maybe I'm about to find out. There was certainly a foot started there, and there's a recess drilled in here. Now that's going on to these 75mm diameter jaws. That's about 3 inches. And I have confidence that will stay on, so I might just bring the tailstock up just to get started. Make sure the speed's down. Right, so the first thing which is going to come off is the bark. I like to get rid of everything I don't want in the final piece. No point in leaving any bark on because it'll come off eventually. So get this off and true it up. And it's pretty true on the face, but I always true that as well. 1/2 inch spindle gouge. It's a 1/2 inch flute. So I think this is probably Tasmanian oak. They generally call Tasmanian oak, which would be a eucalypt. Not sure which one. Quite dusty, right? This is going to be, so there's a bit of a split there. That might be a clue as to why this hasn't been worked. Does it come out here? No. Another little split there. Just use the right wing rolled over. Clean up the top face, and then I can see what's happening up there, and there is a split. So that means 2 options. One is to fillet, and I don't really like filling splits. I prefer to have solid timber. Probably means a fairly solid kind of plate. I'm going to pursue this a little bit further, just see what's happening underneath. Felt a little lump fly off there, probably bark. Right, there's the split coming in. I can't open it up, so I think I'll proceed with this and just think in terms of making a fairly chunky dish with a larger foot. So all that will come off, but not just yet. Really am a bit worried by this. I've got a split all the way across there. I don't think it's worth pursuing. Now, having taken this off, I can now see under the dirt and grime that there is actually something like epoxy which has been put in right the way across. Definitely not going to pursue it in that case. And the first thing I'm going to do is just try and break this off. Okay, that's why you don't pursue these things. They're basically dangerous. I can see where the epoxy or the glue or whatever it was has come in there. High figure, which is very nice. So I'm now going to reassess this blank, just cut another one out, and I'll be back to you in a few minutes. This is going to be the top of the bowl, but it's not safe to put it through the bandsaw if I draw a circle that side. So draw a circle this side, and just going to eyeball halfway between the two. So I really want a circle which is just see what we can get out of this lot. Be about there. It's fairly thick out on the side, so I should get quite a good disc out of this. That is the middle. Now I need to find center so I can drill another hole on the drill press. So that's the diameter. Just hold my thumb near the. I have my thumb on the edge with the point pretty much there as well. 3 little arcs somewhere around there will be pretty good. And I go to the drill press and drill that. So I'm back with a hole drilled for a smaller set of sharp jaws. I don't have a drill that's a 2 1/8 inch, I think it is, 52 mil. That goes on to a smaller set of sharp jaws. This will be out of whack quite a bit, so first thing is just to get it all smooth. Just using just the left of the nose the tool. That little catch there, because the tool, the wood bore down on the upper side of the curve there, so I had the tool just roll back a little bit too far. And here it's smooth there. And as always, with my finger underneath the rest, just ease the tool in onto the top face of my thumb, just using the lower wing. In this situation, you bring the tool in, flute up, guaranteed catch. Just a little chip out there. Otherwise, it's beginning to look very good, quite flashy. A step in there, and my foot. I think I'll probably on a dish like this, I like things to be practical, somewhere around there. So I've probably got some, it'll probably fit into the step jaws. I have some chuck jaws which will fit this size. It's probably, I don't think I want to put that large. On the other hand, I don't want to go down to the smaller size either. That's roughly the size of my step jaws. I don't want to be that size, somewhere in the middle. So this is going to need to be reverse chucked. Slightly concave. Now, cut a foot in there. And we start to shape this up. I'll even have a little lip on this one. Getting into this, I'd now say this is redgum. Not very red, but very old dry redgum. I'm going to have a little rounded rim on this, and so the skewed shear scraper, got a little bite out of the corner so I can shear scrape right into the corner. And the reason the bite is there is because this has a rounded underside, so it slides easily up and down the rest. Come round the corner with a 3/8 spindle gouge. Starts right on its side. I'll complete the rest from the other side. Bit of decoration. Now I'll be coming back to that later, so I don't have to sand it now, although I will. And this now goes on to my step jaws. The step jaws are going to be opening up to grab this. Which means there are going to be 8 marks on the foot, but they'll come off later when I reverse chuck this. and in order to reverse chuck it I'm going to leave a detail on the inside. So first thing as always is to flatten the top. Full cut using the just to the left of the nose of the tool again. I've got a smooth surface up there so I can roll the tool over, shear cut back to the middle. So depth gauge, need to go up to that point. Running this at it's about 1200 at the moment, come up a bit. It's 1507. Okay, so this is my asymmetric bowl gouge, pretty kind of short on the right wing, longer left around 40 degrees on the nose. It's always tempting sometimes to leave a little kind of crown in the middle or a bump, but they never sell those bowls, or not easily. That's just a little chamfer to take away the broken grain. That feels that it could be a little fuller in the curve there. I'm going to do the rest with the scraper. This rest is slightly low for this 1/4 inch thick tool. I want the surface, or the angle between the top of the tool and the surface I'm cutting less than 90 degrees, the negative rake. All you have to do to get a negative rake is raise the handle, and that pitches the tool down, and adjust the tool rest too, of course. Now that curve won't quite get me round that corner. With a slightly tighter curve, or you can actually tilt this up on edge and shear scrape. Right. Still a slight kind of hump in the middle. And I'd forgotten I need a little bit of an undercut rim so I can expand the chuck somewhere. Should do it. just a reminder of what came off. Start off with a 120 grit. A little bit of picked up grain up there, and if it's there, it's probably on the other side as well, a teeny bit. So just get rid of this with the lathe off and work that into the corner. Take care of that pretty quickly. Grits. This is a rotary sander with 240, and that doesn't get right in underneath the groove very well, so use that off by hand. Just managed to go a little bit too hard there and burn the wood, so there's a little black line. Well, that might also have come off the rubber off the sander. Oil. Beeswax. This is going to get used, washed up, so this surface will come off, and the patina will build up with use, or if the plate can be oiled occasionally, but they generally look pretty good just being used. Right, so now to get some bigger jaws, so I can expand those into this groove. If you don't have the bigger jaws, you can make a jam chuck. So these are 5-inch, 128 millimeters. Now you can do whatever you like. Take the foot off. Have it, it's quite nice for something like this to have it expanding out, so people who are concerned about chuck marks and things on the bottom get confused. Oh, it's a very nice little dish. There's a fairly subtle figure back, but no, that just feels very nice, like a little pasta dish.